We're here with Councillor Emily Kim. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Great.
Nice to meet you.
Do you want a Calamvale Metro?
Yes, we need a Calamvale Metro and a Polaro Metro as well.
Well, that's the secret third option I hadn't considered. So, to facilitate the Calamvale Metro, would you want a busway or would you consider something like transit lanes or just running it on the normal road,
Yeah.
which is the secret third option?
Yep. I think we don't need drastic change. We've already got a budget blowout. I think we just need slight alteration. I mean, at the moment in Polaro, we barely have high frequency services that come at logical hours or on the weekends, despite how big the population growth is there. And it doesn't make sense to me that the bus routes there stop at Sunnybank, then you swap from Sunnybank to go to the city. So otherwise the alternative is you go through Forest Lake, then you go the back end and then head to the city. So I think just slight alterations. Maybe the transport planners know better than this, but there are small changes that can make a huge difference for our communities.
You're young. Youngest person in Brisbane Council, I believe. How does it feel holding such a prestigious role at your age?
I'm honestly very grateful, but also I think the future is looking a lot more optimistic as well. I see so many young people doing awesome things right now, like yourself included, and I think
me.
Yeah, we need more young people elected. We're seeing this happen. I mean, you already see it in other cities too, but I'm really grateful for the work, and there's nothing else I'd be doing right now.
So you would be in favour of maybe, like, what are your thoughts on a trunk and feeder system?
Yeah. So at the moment, I think it's all trunk and no feeder. And I think that's the big problem with the current metro rollout. The fact that we have more capacity is fantastic. This bus is awesome, but the budget blowout that it took, the other alterations that haven't taken place yet to accommodate people who can't even get to the main trunk at the moment, that's where the problem starts. And just before I met you guys, like I was reading the statistics, people still 2/3 of Brisbane, most of the transportation is happening from suburb to suburb or suburb to the shops to see friends, to do the school run. A lot less is happening when you come to the inner city. So to me, it makes more sense that you put government resources into where predominantly most of the transportation use is happening and why.
Yeah, well, trunk and feeder is a good system. That's Councillor Emily Kim, everyone. How does your age help you connect with young people where other councillors may be struggling to bridge that gap, if that makes sense?
I think fundamentally everyone is actually quite political because everyone has an issue and everyone has a story, and I think it's just about linking the fact that that bad experience that you had growing up as a kid in this place in Brisbane is actually linked to the fact that your council amenities aren't that great, and it's linked to your rates tied into this and that, and making that connection is, I think, really important with young people. On the other note of things, at least where I was born, I know that there's a lot of multi-generational family households, so being young isn't necessarily a bad thing because there's also a lot of young people who are raised by their grandparents who learnt a lot from people older than them, and I think that shared generational knowledge is also really important too, and to recognise that every day. And I think sometimes the stereotype that just because you're young you don't care about something, I think there's really a good movement at the moment to break that kind of stereotype.
We're going to walk that way.
Okay.
Want to come with me, anonymous camera person? Great.
It's not like we're walking backwards or anything.
This is natural. So I guess if we're talking about Metro, I'm not obsessed with Metro, I promise. I know I've asked everyone I've had on interview, but we don't talk about that. What are your honest, unfiltered thoughts of Brisbane Metro?
My honest, unfiltered thoughts. I think we're sitting on a pretty modern bus right now. It's not a replacement of this grand theoretical idea that's supposed to revolutionise the busway. I think we're already years and years behind, but my unfiltered thoughts is that I think the vehicle is fantastic. The council team have worked really hard, but I think we've lost the plot in terms of how much we need to fill in the gaps of how much transportation is lacking at the moment. And I also still think it doesn't solve the fact that we don't have enough feeders that feed us to where the metro is running at the moment, which I presume is what a lot of other councillors have said so far.
Yeah,
maybe?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You have 11.3 thousand followers on Instagram. Most out of your colleagues, except for the Lord Mayor. How does this help you advocate for the needs of your ward?
So I think Instagram is used in a different way to Facebook, and it tailors towards different demographics. That being said, though, I think times have changed, and I do find a lot of families walking up to me to talk about Instagram content and what they've seen online. So I find Instagram I use a lot to also go around some of the propaganda that you sometimes hear in the LNP council chambers when you take what's said inside there, because not everyone's really watching the live stream at all and what they say in there. But when you take that and you put that online and you put it out there to the Brisbane residents, they get to see what and make the judgment for themselves. So that's something I really enjoy, talking about that and exposing the truth and letting everyone decide for themselves when they watch this content. And I think that's how social media is a very valuable resource. But definitely Instagram and Facebook, totally different demographics.
The viewer's going to be confused while we have the drinks now, but we bought these drinks in a later clip.
Some awful stabilising from me, but I'm
You're terrible at this.
Shut up.
We could go on, we could stand next to the Confucius statue. Nice. Is that right?
I don't know where we're going.
We could just sit in the
This is an
Epicurious.
awesome video of us walking through South Bank. Join sector, I don't know.
Oh, we could sit at that bench there.
That one?
Yeah, or that table. Any camera person just climbed over the fence.
Favorite bus service?
Oh, like bus route as well, or anything.
Well,
Yeah.
anything. Even
Yeah.
a train service if you want to cheat.
Ooh, 130. Definitely.
130?
Yeah. Or 139.
139? Well, I guess I can't bring out the hat then.
Oh, so yeah.
Can you say 130 for the camera?
I love 130. The best route in existence. But the best place to catch from is Sunnybank Hills Shopping Town. Then I would wait outside BB on my way home and get picked up from there, where Power Supplements is right now. When you come home, wait. So there's BB is on the other side of Sunnybank Hills Shopping Town. So there's like this little car park there with like a Chinese restaurant. And sometimes when it's like 9 p.m, 10 p.m, you just see like kids waiting for their parents to pick them up from the parking lot, because I think they're all doing the same thing. So we all get off at that stop and we get picked up from parents who live like 5 to 10 minutes away, instead of catching it further out so that we don't get off like somewhere random.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's a thing.
That works.
It's a thing, yeah. Maybe we should meet there next time. Yeah. At 9 or 10 o'clock.
Getting picked up by my mum for an interview.
To explore this phenomenon. Yeah.
It's time for a new segment. Metro Talk. We're now ordering at Gong-Cha. I don't know what I want.
Pearl milk tea, highly recommend.
Well, I want to watch what you get
Okay.
while I think of my decision.
This person hates the Metro.
Our next question is favorite Civ game.
Oh, that's tough. Oh no, I'm put on the spot here. What's yours?
I've never played Civ in my life.
Really?
It was my
Never.
Really? Oh, sorry, was that?
My mum has. I think she likes Civ 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I actually had someone just recommend it to me originally on Instagram, which is why I started downloading City Skylines, and then I was very bad at using it until I realised that there was a pothole function that you can literally generate potholes. So my future plan is, I'm not an expert on this, but I want to simulate places where there's a lot of illegal dumping and also really bad potholes, and then label it as a street on where we live, and then use that as an example for what we're funding next financial year's budget. I hope that's an okay.
It's all good. What drink are you getting? This is going in an interview.
A pearl milk tea. So top 10 royal pearl milk tea. I like it regular. I normally get a half sugar because otherwise I get a stomachache. And then I normally I don't use sweetener, and then standard ice. My brother gets no ice because he's convinced that you get more drink if you don't have ice in it, but I like it cold. And then these days you can order alternative milks. I think that's very progressive coming from Gong-Cha.
Yes.
Add to cart. That's mine. What about yours?
Help. I am going to look through, because I'm not a big tea fan. Are there any non-tea items? Not really.
Not really. I mean, I think they have chocolate. Choco
I wouldn't mind a smoothie.
contains milk and lactose.
Well, I guess I'll go, what's that one?
Taro.
Should I try that?
Yeah, I think you might like that. Do you like taro? Have you tried
Never
it?
had taro in my life.
Oh, okay. It tastes
Maybe not.
like an edgy vanilla-ish taste.
Oh. Should I try it?
You might not.
Tell me in the comment section if I should try it. That's
I
cheating.
don't know if this is a transport review or
Go standard sweetener.
yeah.
It's all good. I'm not gonna add anything.
Okay, awesome. And what would you like?
Camera
Yeah.
person.
Camera up.
Yeah, I'll record you now.
yeah, exactly. Wow. Do I just have the... Alright, what's in top 10?
Sorry, it's like.
Honestly, I might just, get this one. Passion fruit, regular. standard
I
sugar.
hope I'm not cramping your style.
Like the blow that school uniform.
There we go. I don't.
Oh, yeah, true that. All right.
Yeah, back to camera first.
Hello again.
So the total is $23.10. How many 50-cent fares could we catch with the cost?
That would get you 46 trips from Gympie North to the Gold Coast.
Holy moly. Thank you, Steve Miles. Do you think Christopher Lee will keep this implemented forever?
It's too early to say,
Yes.
but he is describing it as the Christopher Lee government's permanent 50-cent fares.
And have you noticed that sometimes they claim they take credit for this initiative?
Yeah. I mean, politics is politics. What I
Yeah,
will
that's
say
true,
is
yeah.
if he decides to keep it,
Yeah.
that will do a lot of good for a lot of people around Queensland.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Great. Ordered.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We're back! Yay! We've now got our drinks from Gong-Cha.
It's very
We
delicious.
fast forwarded. This is natural. Have you heard of Metro gliders? Context RACQ.
Yes.
Support or rant? What are you gonna do in response to Metro gliders?
I'd be happy to begin a rant.
Go
If
on.
you would like to start.
Put on the spot. I was talking to Brisbane Now about this, and then they cut my segment.
Well, we can include it.
I think I got too extreme with Metro gliders. So I support RACQ's Metro glider proposal in theory because I like trunk and feeder, but I'm also a bit, I don't know. It just feels like you're taking the concept of Metro and trashing it, throwing it out, and then giving us something that doesn't address the root issues. Because again, Metro gliders are supposed to be these mainline routes that don't use busways, but we also already have them. These are called the bus upgrade zone bus services, which are, as far as I can tell, basically the exact same as Metro gliders, just without the name and more articulations actually, because the Metro gliders were non-articulated, such as the 222, which is a fake trunk and feeder route, but could be. What are your thoughts on this?
I think the problem is still outstanding, which is that when you look at all of the outer suburban areas, it doesn't really solve the problem there. So, I don't think we need, and I think I've said this before as well. And sorry if I keep saying it again, but well, as much as we can come up with grand new ideas and plans to push, I think slight alterations in what's already pre-existing, adding an extra service here or there, and reconsidering and using a different system as opposed to a limited period of Brisbane's new bus network as a form of review and consultation. I think there needs to be a more fluid way of consulting and actually getting your feedback through in terms of the bureaucracy, because my problem is when you email that through and give residents feedback, I feel like there is no open avenue for actual change within the immediate future, which means all of these complaints we're getting just get stalled. And then there's a disingenuous process of putting in a petition, but then the petition then comes back with refer to Brisbane's new bus network and consultation period. So it's just this endless loop, and I feel like we can start with that. It's great to see that there are people invested in the transport network and also in providing new proposals and ideas, but I think the solutions should still be revisiting what we already have and altering them slightly, which could make a huge difference.
Your ward actually has an interesting feature in it that most wards can't say they have. It actually does have a train line, but it doesn't have any train stations.
Yeah.
Or services that your ward would be quite familiar with.
Yeah.
Do you know what train line that is?
That's the one behind Algester. There's the train line there.
Yes.
The state government are doing originally before this last state election, they were doing a survey to try and introduce one. It's been talked about for a while. Different people have different opinions about it. Yeah.
So, you just answered my final question. I was going to ask you if you've thought much about it, but it seems like you have.
Yeah, I have, and I think, I could definitely think about it more, though, and I think this is something The problem we do have the train station that's going to be moved soon near ICB, Islamic College of Brisbane, where Caro Arthur is. So there's going to be one that's shuffled closer towards the school there. But at the moment, it's pretty crazy that our closest train station, lots of people I know go to Altandy station, then they catch the 1:30 from there.
I love Altandy.
There is Fruit Grove station as well, so it's not too far. But then you get on the 150.
I hate Fruit Grove.
Oh, why?
It's sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Fruit Grove is where I go during track closures, and it always just sucks. You know that the bench at Fruit Grove is broken.
That one for weeks, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's wild. I was actually just about to say that too.
I'll pay ID whoever's watching this $1
Yeah.
if you can fix it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, but I think we need to work on that. So I'd be very, very interested to at least get that picked up again and to start the discussion. But just wish it was, I guess it's outside of council scope at the moment, given its train stations. But
yeah,
I'd be very keen.
Run for state parliament. We're gonna steal my own work and play a word game.
Okay.
Do you know how to play the word game?
Yep.
You do?
Play it with the others, yeah.
Cheated. Fine. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to say a word, phrase, sentence, or a philosophical belief, and you're going to give me your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Bus 130.
Express.
Bus 135.
Longer. Not bad though, but good.
Sunnybank Hills Shopping Town.
Major transportation hub.
Busway station.
Less relevant to us.
Cooked. The humble suburb of Algester.
We deserve more.
Deserve more?
Yeah.
Can we just talk about busways for a second? I know this isn't relevant to the interview, but I want to vent my frustrations to you.
Yep.
You can't do anything about it. But when you take a train to the Gold Coast and you pull up into Helensvale Station, it calls the bus station a busway station. It's claiming there's a busway station on the Gold Coast. I know it's not relevant to the interview, nor have you probably been there in the last millions of years. But I'm upset about it, and I want something done about that.
What do you have to say about it? Just I'm breaking the fourth wall now.
What do you have to say about the busway station, viewer? What do you have to say about the busway station?
I think they need to be more accurate with their terminology, just like how the metro isn't the metro.
Yikes. Got him there. Can you fix Helensvale busway station, please? If there is a TransLink employee watching this video, I'll pay ID you $10 to fix it. Anyways,
Please let me know if there are any updates to this.
This is the important issue of the century. That's enough of that. Do you think Calamvale needs a train line, or do you think a bus or Brisbane's take on a metro system might actually be sufficient for the next couple decades?
I mean, more is always great. However, with the current state of the city and the limited resources that we have, slight alterations to introduce new routes into the suburb, if not to put on slightly more frequency so at least you can still get somewhere on the weekend. I think slight alterations would see drastic improvements and change for residents in our area. So I'd want to start small right now because I think it's realistic and tangible. And I don't think that it should have to rely on Brisbane's new bus network, which in our situation with places like Pollara, it was based on feedback in that suburb before it was even built up and all these residents had moved in. So that consultation piece was quite redundant, and I could see where the bureaucracy was stopping that and from allowing more routes to be introduced. So I'd love to see more cooperation there and more progress there. Still big ticket item on the list.
Basically what she's saying is she wants a Polara's new bus network.
Yep, let's see it and the metro as well.
Well, do you support the Brisbane Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, I support the Olympics generally because I think it'll be great for our city. My only big concern is about resources ready for it, and I think politics has really stumped our city's ability to prepare for the games. And what I fear is that we literally just won't be able to accommodate an international scale of tourism, and we have a lot more work to do. And if we can't even service the outer suburbs at the moment to get from Calamvale to the CBD within reasonable time, and we're the worst for traffic congestion in all of Australia as a city, we've got a lot to think about.
Well, if we're talking about suburb to suburb, would you support... Do you know what the Great Circle Line is?
Yes. Because of Brisbane, Buses for Brisbane. Thank you for educating me.
Would you support basically copying the idea of the Great Circle Line, but doing it not shit?
Yeah, I think because to my understanding, and I could be a little bit wrong, but one of the flaws with that at the moment is just how long the route takes for the driver to go the full circle. So to keep the same routes, but then cut it up so that they're shorter distances, and then resource that part of it is what I think could improve. And then to have something like that so that you can get from Calamvale to Acacia Ridge, I think something like that would be great.
I actually differ on that opinion. I
Really?
actually know a lot of people want to cut up the Great Circle Line.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily opposed to it.
Yeah.
I think the advocacy group Better Transport Queensland had a very good proposal for cutting up the route.
Yeah.
But
I'm also not a transport planner, so I do acknowledge.
I thought you were. Better Transport Queensland's route. Like they proposed cutting it up into I think 7 different divisions.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not necessarily on board with cutting it up.
Yeah.
Although I'm also not against the idea of cutting it up.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But what I would like to see personally, and I do want your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
You've been to Melbourne.
Yes.
Outer suburbs in Melbourne?
Yeah. I've bought the actually not too much. Only by car, not by
Have you heard of do you know what the smart bus system is?
Only relatively.
So essentially it's Melbourne's answer to orbital route. Or orbital routes.
Mm-hmm.
Melbourne's real new answer to orbital routes is the suburban rail loop,
Yeah.
which I'll bring up in every interview because I love the suburban rail loop, even though everyone hates it. But essentially, the smart bus is 10 or so bus routes that go around the outskirts of Melbourne. So, for example, when I landed in Melbourne the first time on my own, I took a bus from Melbourne
I
Airport.
saw you recording that trip. Was it recent?
No,
Oh, okay.
that was Sydney.
Oh, okay.
That was
Never mind.
Sydney.
Sorry.
I took a bus. That was free. It was a free Sydney trip.
Oh, really?
I took a bus all the way from Melbourne Airport to Doncaster.
Yeah.
On one bus. That's actually not true. I changed it like Broadmeadows to a different smart bus. But that was a 3-hour route just by bus, and there's 7 of them. Some of the smart buses go into the sea. I don't know why. But it's basically all little bus services. If we're not talking about Better Transport Queensland or Buses of Brisbane proposal, would you want council or the state government, no matter what party, to potentially consider stealing Melbourne's idea, just ripping it off, just basically taking what Melbourne has and just stealing it without credit? Would you support that?
Not sure about the without credit part. I would be down for any kind of consideration that improves what we have now, and it's a very political answer. But I think it's definitely something that we should look to and draw inspiration from other states already doing it. Also, Sydney's system is so far ahead of what Brisbane is doing now. So I think our 2 state friends, I think there's a lot we can learn from them. I also saw in Melbourne that their construction and their train proposal, they've got this huge plan going on at the moment to improve their systems too. So I think we need to pick up the pace.
Yeah. Well, what steps could be taken to meaningfully transform Brisbane City, or the outer Brisbane cities, or Gold Coast Brisbane City, prior to the Olympics?
Yeah.
Again, keeping in mind, it's nearly 2026.
Yeah.
This Olympics thing is in less than 8 years. Got math right on that one? Yeah. What, keeping in mind we're running out of time,
Yep.
what steps do you reckon we could take to meaningfully improve the city prior to the Olympics?
We need to stop wasting money on advertising for a certain political party's agenda, and we need to heavily invest in our transport industry. I think it's also ridiculous that we're not already doing so when you look at the way people are already transporting, that 2/3 of the way people use transportation is not necessarily to go from the outer suburbs to the city, but it's to get from one place to another, whether it's for socialising with friends or to go shopping or to meet someone else. You'll find that it's local to local, and I think that's where we should be looking at and where we should be putting our most money. I'm sure there's a lot of other infrastructure things to look at as well, but in terms of just transport, I think that's where we need to begin.
You know, I lost my train of thought. Isn't that disappointing? Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would say that focusing on bus services and getting them to the outer suburbs, the reason why it's really important is because they're everyday people. Like I meet people who need to go to the hospital, who need to go shopping, who literally can't use their car around. They're at home by themselves, and it's the one primary source that they need to get from A to Z. And even then, I know a lot of people who get dropped off to their closest bus stop, so that 5 to 10 minute journey. I have a lot of memories getting dropped off by my grandpa to the bus stop to go to school, because I was raised in a multi-generational family household. Small shifts can make huge differences, and I think successful public policy to look at is like the 50-cent bus fare, the big difference that makes. I remember loading up my bus card like $50 a week to get to school every week, and that was a huge toll on everyone, especially if you come from a family of multiple kids too. I think there's a lot of emphasis that should be placed on transport policy, and I'll be very keen to have any discussion with anyone to look at improving whatever we can.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the camera in this unique opportunity right now?
I hope more young people get involved. I know that there's already a huge movement right now, but it is very nice to see that there are lots of people who do really care. And I think it's also nice to get people from outside of the usual political circles. It shouldn't be just people from political dynasties that get involved to shaping policy, because the whole reason why public policy is around is to make sure that it accommodates everyone from every single background. So watch this space for everyone. Young.
Wear an ad.
And Gong-Cha, thank you.
Shout out, question mark. Alright, well, thanks for the chat.
Thank you for the chat.
The bus interview finally happened, everyone.
Yay!
You can stop the recording.